Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Alena. I'm Alena. In this show, we celebrate moments of divine awareness and where these moments take you in your journey of growth. Join us for conversations exploring people, their aha moments, and the lives they have created. This episode is sponsored by Spaces Quarterly, a modern living guide. One thing I want to do first, before we even start, is to thank all of you listeners and for all you do to support us, because we do this for you. And I'm just so happy that you are part of our audience. Today, I have a very special guest. Her name is Liz Edlich, and I want to tell you a little bit about her. She's pretty incredible. As a female entrepreneur, she has had an extensive career in financial management, capital sourcing, product development, production and market strategy, and this is to her position at Radical Skincare. And am I correct? You're also co-founder, aren't you, Liz?
I am. I am partners with my sisters. We affectionately call ourselves Sisters on a Mission.
Oh, I love that.
I like that better than CEO.
I do too. I do too. Also, before this, she was managing director of Heritage Assets Management. She took that firm from 68 million to 500 million in assets. And this was during a 3-year period, which to me is absolutely phenomenal. Also, in the last 15 years of her career in the direct marketing and skincare business, at her company, One World Live, she developed over 100 products for celebrities and influencers. And she focuses on corporate strategy, managing product and company acquisitions, celebrity relations, commercial production, and closely collaborating on product development and packaging. But the best part that I really love about Liz is that she believes in giving back. And throughout her life, she has always given back, volunteered her time and her resources. She's worked with burn victims, disabled youths, children with facial deformities with Operation Smile in LA and Africa. She also saw her father through multiple sclerosis rehab, and she's worked with the American Heart Association. Awesome. Very, very awesome. And then now, Liz, I would love to hear your quote.
Well, actually, the quote goes way back to when my sister and I and my brother were kids. And from a very young age, my dad always said to me, to be a difference, you must make a difference. And
I like
if
that.
you think about what that means, as we're going through our life and we're trying to be a difference, we're trying to be more successful, we're trying to get to the next level,
Yes.
You have to make a difference. Whether you make a difference in your industry, whether you make a difference with your children, whether you make a difference with a girlfriend, in your community, it's making a difference.
Yes.
And to make that difference, you have to also be the difference.
You have to be the difference. Exactly. I love it. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
And you've certainly done that with your life. You've been the difference. It's very cool. All right. Well, let's hear. I'm interested in what got you into the skincare, or a little bit about your aha moment. I don't know if it's related. It's up to you. But I definitely also want to get into the entrepreneurship.
I think I have multiple aha moments in life. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's I'm not a good one to stand in front of a buffet because I'd weigh 350 pounds because I want to eat it all.
Me too.
Yeah, and so the more you want to embrace and give and receive and experience in life, and the more you open yourself up, frankly, the more aha moments you're going to have, the more opportunities you're going to have.
That's right.
And I think that my journey specifically, we grew up on a farm in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Our mother was came from a pretty poor town in Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
And she had a dream of being an actress or a singer. It was either that or a nun. And my sister were both very glad
Wow.
that she
Yeah.
decided
Yeah.
to
That
go
would
the
kind of
acting
limit
route.
things, wouldn't it?
would. And so she was quite a risk taker and followed her intuition,
Yeah.
and moved to New York
Wow.
without any singing or acting lessons,
Wow.
and became played Maria on West Side Story on Broadway.
You're kidding.
No, so
That's
it was.
phenomenal.
So she was, as we call it, a radical risk taker, harnessing her
Yeah.
intuition, which
Wow.
led her to a career where she felt a lot of passion and
Yes.
purpose, which is such a huge driver in life.
Yes, it is.
And our father, on the other hand, and we affectionately call between my mom and dad the Edlich sandwich, he was quite radical in his own right, in that he graduated high school at the age of 15, college at 18, medical school at
Wow.
22. And
Wow.
he ended up being one of the most famous reconstructive surgeons in the world. Focusing, he founded the burn unit at the university, he found steri strips, he did dissolvable sutures, and the list goes on 3,000 published peer reviewed journal articles.
Amazing.
And, and for 50% of his career, he accomplished this from a wheelchair, literally immobile from the neck
Oh,
down.
of course. Yeah, because of the multiple sclerosis.
Correct.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it's a real
Amazing.
inspiration to have been raised, frankly, by our parents, but imprinting that like little baby ducks, as we do with friends, as we do with mentors, which are so important to have in life.
Very important.
And yeah, and look forward and say, okay, what is it that I want? And then having that hit, that passion hit, where you have just that one moment of belief that something's possible.
Yes.
And we call that the radical yes. It's saying yes to life.
Uh huh.
And
I like that.
it totally changes where you end up in the world. And just let's
Exactly.
pause on that just for a second, because if you think of the word yes, that little simple three-letter, it totally will change where you end up in the world. Because if you think of yourself as a rocket ship and you're taking off right
Mm-hmm.
where you, and if every 1 degree that you say yes is a 1 degree, so you say yes to something else, it's another degree and another. If you were to then go straight out into space, you would be in such a different place
Yes, you
because
would.
of the number of yeses that you said.
That's right.
So my journey.
Very
This
true.
was growing up on a farm in Virginia, being exposed. We ended up working in my dad's lab as little girls,
Oh, wow.
working in the burn unit before the age of 12, being exposed to some of the best chemists in the world, skin rejuvenation, burns, you name it. So
All
I
right.
believe, yeah, I believed that that was just normal. It became part of our DNA. And we went, my sister and I both went to Old Dominion University in Virginia Beach. And one day I'd always had a dream, just a dream,
Mm-hmm.
to move to California because I liked the idea of palm trees. And it
Yeah.
was really, really that basic.
That's
Palm
okay.
trees, yeah, palm trees meant vacation.
Right. Right.
And I would always see the palm trees and always feel like, I want to live where it's warm. Uh,
Yeah.
Charlottesville or Virginia Beach felt like had outgrown it. I was busting at my seams,
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to do more and be more than I was feeling afforded in that particular community.
Okay.
So I went out one day with a friend. I was actually working as a stockbroker at the time.
Oh, my
And,
dad was a stockbroker.
oh yeah,
Yeah. 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 Go
I
ahead.
had, I mean, this is how it'll show you how you can get into things you know nothing about.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend that was obsessively trading options.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like he totally was not paying attention to me. I mean, we
Right.
hate, right? So it's
Right.
like, if I can't beat him, join him.
That's
So I became a stockbroker, his stockbroker, then his
wow.
friend's stockbroker, and ended up being like the
That's
number one
amazing.
first year stockbroker in Virginia.
Wow.
But
That's really impressive.
it's impressive, but it just goes to show you you don't have to know anything
No,
about something that you choose to do. You just need to make the decision to do it.
that's right.
And
That's exactly right. That's what I tell
taking
people.
the road less traveled, you'll have so
Yes.
many resources and riches. So I moved to California because I had gone out there on a buying show with a girlfriend of mine, and I decided, okay, this is my dream. I'm going to go get it. If I go home, fear will be bigger than me.
That's right.
So I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call everybody that matters to me that I would hate to look like a fool in front of. And I'm going to tell them I'm moving to California. I wanted to box myself in, set myself up, make
Cool.
the stack the deck so
Yep.
much
That you had to do
that
it.
I would have to take the step. And within
That's
two
very
weeks,
cool.
I packed my car and put it all in a truck and moved out to California and didn't know where I was going to go and ended up in a hotel and worked at Payne Weber in Beverly Hills. And
Okay.
so
That's
the
good.
journey continues like that, where as I started becoming very successful at that, and then I started managing celebrities' money, they said, you know, the internet came into play, and they said, wow, we get to control our our image for the first time directly with our fans.
Oh, yes,
And
that's right.
yeah, so because I
Yeah.
worked with a lot of business managers, I had funded a an infomercial company and a
Okay.
product development company.
Uh-huh.
I ended up in that world. And I ended up having to run the company because the guy that was running it was embezzling. And
Oh.
I invested, yeah, kidding.
Awful. Yeah.
So can you imagine what a nightmare. Here
That
you've
is
got
a
this
nightmare.
money involved. Now you're
Yeah.
sitting there invested and you don't know the first thing about running a company, but you've got to get your friend's money back. And if you think of that scenario, you'll say,
It's
"Oh, what a
amazing.
nightmare,"
That
right?
is a nightmare. Yeah.
I took a nightmare and we turned it into an opportunity. So you turn adversity to opportunity.
Exactly.
So I hired a lawyer and who eventually became my husband, nonetheless. And I hired
Wow,
a
what a
lawyer.
cool story. Yes.
It's a fun
It
story
is
because
a
you
fun
never
story.
know where your love's going to come from. You
No.
never know where your business is going to come from. You've got to keep following your heart and passion.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so I hired him, and he literally helped me to get the money back. And I ended up owning the company and had to figure out how to run it.
That's
So I called my
amazing.
sister in Virginia.
Uh-huh.
She's 6 years younger, trying to figure out her world back there. And I said, come out to LA. We've got a company to run. That's how we became involved in a backwards way in skincare lotions and potions. And so we
That's
made
amazing.
products. We sold over $1 billion at retail and at QVC on infomercials of numerous types of health and wellness products
Wow.
and really enjoyed what we were doing. And then another perfect storm happened.
Yes.
I realized gravity was real.
What do you mean?
Gravity is real,
Yes.
that no one gets away from aging.
Oh, that's true.
Have you ever woken up one morning and looked in the mirror and said, I swear I didn't go to sleep with her last night? Woman I went to sleep with does not
No.
have those wrinkles.
Yeah.
They
Or
she didn't look
this
that
child.
tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her skin wasn't so dehydrated.
Yeah.
I said, how could this be? And
How
then
could
the
this be?
hormones were changing. My weight was
I
changing.
know
I
it.
was Sybil. I woke up. I didn't know who I was in the morning. One
Yeah.
day I'm happy. The next day I'm depressed. I don't even know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking to my girlfriends. They're saying the same thing. So the 40s are a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Changing.
so for me, I was like, wait a second. I grew up in a lab. I've had access to the best chemists in the world.
That's right.
I've created 100 different products, skincare, and the like. Why don't I just fix my face? And
Sounds
at
good. Yeah.
yeah, why not?
Why not? That's what I would say. Yeah.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
It is. Yes.
And so my sister had a different little 911 in that she had her second child. Her hormones went
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
6 years younger and she developed rosacea. That's
Oh, that.
very, very reddening skin. You can go
Yeah.
to radicalskincare.com under our story and you can see her face. You will
Oh.
not believe her
Oh,
skin.
how awful. Yeah, that's hard.
So if you
Not fun.
see her little face, here she is with a newborn. She's on 3 oral and 2 topical antibiotics, and the
Oh,
doctor said she was going to have to be on them for the rest of her life.
you're kidding.
No.
Wow. Just from having a child. It's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
children will do that, no
Yeah, they
hormones.
can. I always
Stress will
say
do
I
that.
have little pieces of me from every child.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so we said, you know what? This is it. We have our own calling to create something. We won't sell it because we don't want to be encumbered by boundaries of how much we have to sell it for, or the
Ah,
margins, or the multiples, and say, let's just create
okay.
magic for myself and for you. We'll go to our chemists and we'll challenge them. And we sat them in a boardroom and we called our dad and we said, look, we know that there's some of the best technology, dad, that you've created. Technology that can heal skin and at the same
Wow.
time not irritate it. So, how do we transform aging and at the same time do it where my sister can use it on very inflamed skin? And we said, we're going to create this no matter what. So you have to make a decision and be willing to go to the finish line because you never know how close you are.
Right.
And we said, and you can use it for your wives. We'll use it for us, our girlfriends, and our mom. And we had it in big plastic bottles, big lab
Wow.
sample bottles, and little tiny bottles we would write on magic marker. We would say eye, serum, moisturizer, cleanse,
Sure.
and we give it to our friends, our mom, and ourselves.
Okay. Okay.
And within 2 weeks, people started stopping me and saying, "Excuse me, ma'am, what do you use on your skin? Your skin's so beautiful." I'm thinking
Wow.
15 years in the beauty industry, no one ever asked me once.
That's amazing.
My sister's skin healed. She got off all of the medications.
Really?
My girlfriends, my celebrity girlfriends, we would go to lunch and I'd hand them a little brown bag with all my goodies in it. And I'd say, hey, just try these things. They were calling me and saying, what did you put in the bottle, girlfriend?
Really neat.
So now the lab stuff samples started to grow and grow, being bigger and bigger. And I started thinking, I'm about ready to fund for the rest of my life all of my girlfriends
Yeah.
into
Yeah, you
18
are.
girlfriends. I
You
mean,
are.
this is fine, but my pocketbook's not big enough.
No. I get it. I get
Then
it.
I started thinking the driver in life is to have passion and purpose.
Right.
And if you combine that, to be a difference is to make a difference. And the fact we transformed my skin and my sister's and also friends,
Mm-hmm.
and our father had transformed the landscape of medicine from a wheelchair.
Yes.
I
Yes.
said, so what am I going to do?
What are
What's
you
going to
going to
be
do?
written on my epitaph?
That's
What are they going
right.
to say? She raised another 10 million. She did another 500 million. She started
Wow.
another company. At the end of the day, that's nice, but who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I touch people? Did I change their lives?
Ah, excellent. Yes.
So we said the radical yes, and we said we're going to share this with the world.
Good for you.
But we wanted to be more than skin deep because our aha was that we wouldn't get a fire in a belly enough. We wouldn't have enough
Right.
passion to drive us through the obstacles
Right.
and the adversity that comes with doing anything in life
Mm-hmm.
if we didn't have an overwhelming sense of commitment that no matter what, we were going to make that happen.
Very cool.
And
Yes.
so we had to make it more than skin deep.
Yes, you did.
So we approach life in skincare the same way. We approach it radically. So
Mm-hmm.
just like there's a formula for creating the strongest, most high potency skincare that can transform skin and can do it even on the most sensitive skin without irritation, there's a formula for creating a life you love. There are ingredients that you put into this thing we call life at different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cake rises
That's right.
and you bake a beautiful cake that you want to eat.
That's right.
And that is the delicious moments of life that you create because you incorporated these very powerful ingredients.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
possible to love your skin again. It's possible to love your life. And we
Exactly.
encourage everyone that they can do the same. And so in 3 years, just word of mouth, we ended up taking radical skincare
Okay.
to 15 countries
Wow. 3 years.
and some of the biggest prestige locations in the world.
Amazing.
We launched in at QVC in the UK. We're launching QVC in the US. We're on Sephora.com.
Wow.
We're in certain Saks Fifth Avenue stores. We're in Barney's New York and LA. We're in Harrods.
Wow.
We're in Space NK. We're in numerous locations. We're on dermstore.com, skin store. So we have Switzerland, we're one of the top brands. And imagine that my sister and I had never done anything in prestige retail ever.
But you had the passion. You
We had
you know,
that.
you had the passion. You had the passion and you made it bigger, you know?
We made it bigger than ourselves.
Bigger than yourselves and bigger than just superficial or just skin. You made it the whole person. You had a real solid purpose, you
We
know?
did. And in doing that, what's interesting, if you think about it, you say, okay, how could two sisters on a passionate mission,
Mhm.
take something from a little plastic bottle that they were made selfishly for themselves and their mom and their girlfriends
Yeah.
to 15 countries in 3 years without any knowledge of how to do it, any access to these stores?
Yeah.
And the answer is you have to say, make a decision and create a dream team.
Ah,
You
excellent.
have to say, this is what I'm doing. You have to write your goal down.
Mhm.
You have to be specific with dollar amounts. You have to be specific with dates. You have to be specific with what that looks and feels like. You have to get emotionally involved
Yes.
with that goal. And because your mind thinks in pictures, in images,
Mhm.
when I say cat to you, you think of the image of
A
a
little
cat.
cat, right?
You
Exactly.
don't think CAT,
No.
and you don't think DOG,
No.
and you don't think anything. You think of an image.
Right.
So your mind, the power of your mind will respond to get emotionally involved with an image that excites you. And
Right.
it has to excite and scare you at the same time.
Right. Right.
So my sister and I, we wrote our goal. Bob Proctor was one of our biggest mentors. He was like a second dad to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We built our vision board. We cut out all the different pictures and we put that on our board.
Cool.
And I tell you, you'll see on our radicalskincare.com, can look under Radical Living, and you'll see some of the excerpts to the book we have coming out, Get Radical, this fall.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
very excited to share these ingredients. But one of them is Radical Intuition. And it talks a little bit about this vision board we did,
Uh-huh.
wherein you have to believe in the impossible to make the
Yes, you do.
impossible possible.
That's very true.
You have
Yes.
to be able to take that step. And you can't ever be afraid of failing.
No.
You have to be terrified
Right.
of not trying.
Terrified of not trying. Exactly.
Ever be afraid of failing because
No.
the most successful people in the world fail
Right.
more than anyone else and make more mistakes.
Right.
But the mistakes are yesterday. The mistakes don't matter.
And they're
Because
learning. You
that's
learn.
right. The facts always change.
That's right.
So you never know how close you are to the finish line. But we put this board together, my sister and I. And one of the things, I love islands.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I put up, even though I had created out of, again, a dream, I wanted to have a house in the Bahamas, and I'd already created that over the years.
Okay.
So I have a beautiful home, Sugar Beach Villa in Exuma
Ooh.
on the
Nice.
Bahamas.
Ooh.
But if you say, if you're going to create a dream, why not keep dreaming and dream big? So
Right.
I said, okay, I'll have another one, but I want to be in a more exotic place. I mean, if I'm going to be up for the exercise, let's do it big. Let's do it where it feels unbelievable.
Right. Right. Okay.
And so
Jeez.
I put the the thatched roof house that was sitting in a jungle with four
Wow.
trees is the
The
corners of
corn.
the
Yeah.
below
Yeah.
the ocean. I had a boat, but I said, "Oh, it's fine. I'll do a bigger boat." So I got a bigger
Cool.
boat on that dream board. I got the body I wanted. I
Oh,
put a
nice.
plane up there. I put my husband never worked out, so I cut out a picture of a really hot dude in Men's Health. I cut his head off, got a picture of my husband, and stuck that on there of him
Cool.
lifting weights.
Cool.
I did it all. My husband had a fly fishing lodge, and I fly fish. I'm a professional fly fisher. Again,
I'm
see,
impressed.
see, I don't quit.
Yeah.
Just when my old boyfriend was a stock
Oh,
jockey,
yeah.
loved it. I became a stockbroker. My husband was passionate about fly fishing. No wonder I've gone all around the world fly
Oh,
fishing
that's
with him.
so funny. Yeah.
But I
That's
was tired of fly fishing, so I printed his lodge out on off the internet, and I took the picture of it and I put it on my dream board, and I put sold, and I
ah.
even put the price tag
Oh,
of
you
what it was
did.
sold for. And I'm
Oh, that's
telling
great.
you,
That's great.
within a year and a half, he sold the fishing lodge that he never
Wow.
was planning on selling for within 10% of that number.
Wow.
We had stumbled across a property in Tahiti. You've got to read Radical Intuition
Oh,
story.
wow.
The couple gave us the property,
Gave it to you.
gave it to me. We could have never afforded at that point $1
Wow.
million dollars.
Yeah.
They gave it to us and they said, "Our dream is to have a guest house." I went, "Really?" I
Really?
said, "Well, my dream is to be in a tropical place." I said, "Well, I'll build it." And they said, "Well, then you can have the land."
That's fabulous.
And we never had a piece of paper
Wow.
between us. And a boat came into the horizons. And I'm telling you, and my husband started working out at the gym. I kid you not. I kid you not. Now,
Wow.
I'm still not at that body number I want to be at, but I will be at my perfect weight because my 52nd birthday is going to be June 25th. So it's in a minute and a
Oh,
half. So I'm
good
on
for
it.
you. Mine's July 6th. And
Oh, so
I'm
we're
going to
both
be at my perfect
cancers.
weight then.
Girl, well, you're
Yeah.
looking pretty good, I must say.
Well, so do you. Thank you.
So truly the ahas come from identifying, like
Yeah.
having the underpinning of goal setting, of um, creating that vision and having that vision before you, making it real enough
Feeling
that you
it.
truly own it.
Yeah, you own it. It's
And
yours.
your aha can sometimes just be a spark of passion.
Yeah.
And you might think it's impossible. Believe in the impossible
Believe in the impossible.
to make the impossible possible.
That's
You
right.
have to believe. So when
Yeah.
you harness that belief, it will help carry you to that next level. And then because you make it so, because you say that's where you're going, anything and everything that you need will come to you.
Yes, it will.
The ex CEO of Estee Lauder, I met.
Wow.
The
That's
ex
impressive. Wow.
Clinique Worldwide, I met. He said, "Let me try your little things in these plastic bottles." We told them the story. They said, "Is this true?" And I was like, "Yeah, of
Wow.
course. Look at the plastic bottles. Who would do this?"
Right, right.
The
Cool.
crazy, crazy doctor daughter that her sister's on a mission tries their own skin.
That's cool.
And they said, "You know what? Other women, we believe, and other men in the world need to have access to this." And we said, "Okay." And the funny thing was, there were 10, 15 of the top professionals in prestige skincare,
Okay.
and it was like wildfire.
Well,
And they,
sure.
instead of me having to pay them,
They're paying you
they each wrote me a check.
because they want it.
They wanted to be part
Yeah,
of this venture
because it's big.
because it was big. And then
Yeah.
where it was a big idea that was worthy. And
Yes.
then my sister and I said, "Okay, we'll take this around the world, but we won't just talk about how to transform your skin. We have to talk about how to transform lives."
That's
So in every country we've been going to,
right. Mm-hmm.
we do empowerment, girls' night outs, guys' nights out. We do empowerment sessions for an hour where we share about skincare, but at the same time, we do goal setting. We share the story of how we created what we created, and we do vision boards. We bring in glue sticks, scissors, boards, and turn up the
That's
music,
cool.
little bit of champagne,
That's cool.
and people walk out of there with tears. And I
Sure.
absolutely implore anyone listening
Yeah.
to take that moment, go grab a friend, go do that afternoon tea, go take that Saturday afternoon that you would normally do the same old, and absolutely grab your life by the ears and give it a big, wet, sloppy kiss.
That's
And
cool.
breathe life,
Yeah.
totally life and
Yeah.
dreams back into what is there for you because it's they're just waiting.
It
And it's
is.
just waiting for you to say that radical yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think this is fantastic. Well, okay, can I take you back just a little bit?
Sure.
With number I know that you had the parents, these awesome parents that just achieved so much. But you know, a lot of kids would still grow up with that and still not have the oomph and the desire. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, you know, I know you say, I mean, have you just always been this kind of person? It sounds like you were, but always this kind of person that kind of grabbed life by the tail?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And your sisters are too? Everybody is a grab the life?
Uh, We're and I think it really goes to it's so important, those of you that have children that are
Yeah.
listening, that the imprint, the passion imprint that we
Mm.
share with our children, that we share with our friends. It's really, really important because, frankly, not everyone, I mean, our family, just because they had done these incredible things as individuals,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, there have been challenges.
Of
But
course.
I love the saying that tough times do not last, tough
No.
people do.
Yes. That's good.
Everything is changing.
Right.
Everything is changing. You've got to stay in the game long enough. And you have to surround yourselves not with people that are complaining or feeling like they're in the same place you are.
Right.
You have to stretch. You have to color outside of your lines. You have to
Yes.
think outside of the box. You have to reach out for people that you want to be like. Somebody's life
That's right.
that is exciting to you, that you would love to emanate. You need to make that phone call. Go say, "Can I spend 15 minutes with you? I'm inspired by you."
Ah,
To
very cool.
just start to get involved in networks or associations
That's right.
wherein people are up to something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what they're up to. Allow it to speak to your passion.
That's right.
Allow it to, and if you say, "Well, I don't know what my passion is,"
Some people do say
think,
that.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we have passion or we have excitement or happiness. Think when you're the most happy.
That's right.
And you'll never know if you're passionate about something until you spread the net and
That's right.
start to experience different things.
That's right. Try different things. See what you love. See what, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think of would be the perfect thing to do all day long, every day? What would you love to do? That's your passion.
And then do that and then do other
And then
things.
grow. Yeah.
Grow and surround yourself with other people that want to see your success, that they
That's
want
right.
to be on your radical journey. They want to be part
Yes.
of your dream team. They want to celebrate your
That's
success.
so important. It really is. And that's why we say like tries like or we say try to associate with people that are on the same plane with you or like you and want to see achievement. Because sometimes the people that we're with, you know, are not necessarily for our development. They're not necessarily for us getting anywhere. And it's time to rise out of that and find people that will support you. I'm always
You're
telling people
absolutely
that.
right. And if you think about it, I mean, how many people out there, including myself many times, have this little negative track or negative voice in their
Oh,
head?
sure, sure.
And sure enough, you're going to attract people that go, ah, I agree. Are you kidding?
Yep, and it confirms
Divorcing
it.
now, I'm over 40, I've got 3 kids, I'm over 50, forget
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
What am I going to do? Or I didn't come from a family of affluence, or I never graduated college,
Right,
or you've
right,
got
right.
all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I someone told me a long time ago one little phrase that I always found it fascinating. And the phrase was, thank you for sharing.
I love that phrase. Yep.
Take the power out of the negative track in your
Yes,
mind and or friends or opinions of others and thank it for sharing. Treat it like a goblin
that's right.
sitting on your shoulder, whispering in your ear
Mm-hmm.
things that are not that are telling you you can't do it. They
Right.
can't.
No such thing.
And
Yeah,
there's no such can, and turn it into a can. Thank it for sharing. Get back in the driver's seat, grab the steering wheel, and continue to drive where you want to go.
that's right.
But it's very, very important. And another thing is, it's so easy to the fall off the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for anybody, whether it's your eating habit, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's routine, whether it's staying positive,
Right,
whether
right.
it's spirituality, it doesn't matter what it is.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
easy if you don't stay conditioned.
Right.
So to try to create and
Habits.
belong to a group of society that is always for the betterment and growth and giving and
Very
empowering
important. Yes.
of your true self, because your true self is huge.
Yes. Very true. And forming habits.
Good
Forming
habit.
those little habits that change. Very good. Um, I also want to talk a little bit because it seems like you have done so well as an entrepreneur and in business most of your life. I mean, the stockbroker and everything else. And I think there are a lot of women who I have even mentored in business, who are scared of taking that next level or let little things get in the way. What would you what kind of words of advice would you give out to a young woman who's maybe 25, who's starting out on an entrepreneurish, she's got a desire to start a business, or maybe she's trying to get up in the corporate world? What would you say to a woman like that?
Well, first I would say is that if you read my CV or bio, it
Yes.
sounds like it's a straight line.
It does. It does. Yeah.
And that's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
It was never a straight line.
Okay.
It was years of tears and failures and fear and
Mm.
falling down and getting back up, but having the tenacity to take the next step.
Ah,
And life is not a straight line.
no,
Success is not a straight line. It's a
no.
squiggly line.
Very
It
squiggly.
is the most erratic, squiggly line. If you take your pen and you draw it and draw chaos on a sheet of paper,
Yeah.
that's what life can look like and feel like.
Yeah, again.
And it's what's really important is I didn't know anything about being a stockbroker. I never had a business class, never had a finance class. To this day, I have not. I'm the CEO of an international company, and I have not. I've gone to the school of sponge.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I have immersed myself with people, with purpose, with
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, far, far greater than mine,
Mm-hmm.
and said, I want to know, I want to learn, I want to be better, I want to do it. And another thing is that some things I'm good at, and some things I'm not really
Oh,
good at.
isn't that the truth? Yes.
And the key is to do what you love what you do. And if you're not good at something and you're trying to be good at it, at a certain point, you'll be able to hire what you're not good at.
Right.
So don't despair that you're
Oh,
sitting there going, well, I'm so good at this and I can make these incredible, whatever it is, but I just can't figure out the business aspect. That's okay. There's
Yeah,
someone around you,
that's right.
right around the corner. You may not know them yet. I
Right.
always say there's that circle. There's a circle, and in part of the pie of the circle, it's what you know. And then part of that little pie, I mean, it's all the stuff you know. I know that I'm not
Yeah,
good at this, and I know I'm not good at financial spreadsheets, and I'm not good. I know that.
right.
Then there is, I know that I don't know. Well, I know that I don't know how to be a chemist. Okay. And
Okay.
then there's the don't know that you don't know. And the don't know that you don't know is you don't know who's going to be there tomorrow in 5 minutes around the corner to be part of your dream.
That's right.
You don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. You don't know. And the power and magic lies in what you don't know yet. So,
Yes.
unless you're expanding constantly and taking risks, you'll never get to the sweet spot of what you don't know. And people will be attracted
Yeah.
to fill your circle up and make that very powerful to create the success you want. So, I say back to don't ever be afraid of failing, be terrified of not trying. Because if you get to the end of the day
Mm-hmm.
and you look in the mirror, and you say, "This is who I am,
Yeah.
and that's who I could have been, but I never even
I
tried."
know. Regret. I know. I
No
can't
excuses.
imagine regret, you know?
No.
It's not worth it. It's always good to try. Always, always, always. Yeah. Oh, awesome. And now do you find you are with all these other makeup and people that you're Estee Lauder and everything else, are they all men, women? Are you an only woman up in this corporate world or are there a lot of women up there too?
There are a lot of women and men. There's a lot of men in this industry.
That's amazing.
Um, and there's, interestingly,
Yeah.
and a lot of women. But I will tell you, just the other day, one of my team happened to have had um, dinner with a very well-known and successful woman in skincare, and she's had a huge career and is on big boards, etc. And
Hmm.
he said, "Liz, would you like to talk to her?" I was like, "Of course I want to
Yeah.
talk. I want to talk to anyone and everyone that
Right.
knows more, that's experienced more, that's been there more, that
Right.
has a different view than me.
Oh,
I want to talk to everyone. I want to learn from everyone."
now see, that is a plus right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Mm,
literally got
yeah,
on the phone with her yesterday, and I had so many aha moments
I bet.
where I felt in our business as we're launching and as we're looking at retail and QVC and the new world of online and social media, and it can feel so overwhelming,
Yeah.
that she helped me answer some questions or confirm some instincts of mine. Instincts also so important,
Oh,
instinct and
totally.
intuition.
Intuition and instinct. Yes.
And she helped me so much just in 30 minutes
Wow.
that it frankly gave me that additional little boost or courage to come back to the office. And I said, "Okay, team, I may not know the answer. I may not know what's absolutely right, but my gut tells me, and other
Yes.
conversations are confirming,
Wow.
that this is where we're going." And
Cool.
every day you get to wake up and embrace more new and what's possible. But you have to be able to reinvent yourself every day.
That's right. Well, and when you said, and I think this is one ingredient that is so important for people who are looking into new areas and wanting to develop, they want to be something. They wake up and they say, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know anything. It's not being afraid of not knowing. And in fact, when you see a person and you want to learn, I mean, that makes the difference with you. A lot of people don't do that. They get scared. Oh, I'm going to show how I don't know this. Oh, I don't want her to know that I don't know this. Instead, you embrace it. You feel free to ask questions. You feel free to learn. And you always have to learn, and you have to be open to that. That is I think that is a key to any success. Wasn't it Carnegie, the steel mills? He didn't know anything when he went into that. You know that story. We both know that story. We've heard it a million times. But he didn't know anything. He lacked that specialized knowledge, but he learned, and he wasn't afraid of learning. I think,
And the secret is that people love to talk about themselves.
yes, they do.
They love to talk about their success.
Yes, they
When
do.
I was 19 years old, I was a human services counseling major at college, and I had an exercise that I needed to go find somebody that I wanted to be like when I grew up.
Well, that's cool. I like that exercise.
It's a cool one, and
Yeah,
I
it
said,
is.
okay. And there was a woman that would walk around the neighborhood, short little thing, 5'5", and she'd walk around with a Miller Lite beer on a Saturday with her dog, her German short-haired pointer, and she lived in a townhouse behind me. And she was the director for the American Heart Association in
Oh,
Tidewater.
wow.
And I walked up to her door. I'd found out that's what she did, and that she was, she always had this big hearty laugh and always real
Oh,
spunky. And
cool.
she's 15 years older than I. And I went and I walked up to her door and I knocked on it and I said, "Hi, my name is Liz. And can I interview you because you're someone I'd like to be like when I grow up?"
How
She
awesome.
looked at me and she said, "Are you kidding me?" And she said, "Oh, come on in." And next thing you know, we sat there by the fireplace having cheese, having
Sure.
crackers. She ended up becoming one of my best girlfriends since the age of
Oh,
19. She's now 62 with twins.
oh, wow.
She hired me as I was an intern. I did my internship there. And then that was my first job
How
because of me
fantastic.
knocking on a door
Yeah.
and saying something as silly and unassuming as, "Can I just talk to you for a minute? Because I so admire you."
Yes.
And the fact
Yes.
she shared this, she became my best friend, my mentor, my boss, and my first
Wow.
job because I knocked on a door.
Isn't
And
that
you have no
amazing?
idea what's going to answer. You've
You
got to
never know.
just keep knocking.
You have to knock. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. I just love this. I'm trying to think if, well, now as you're moving on, um, and you see every mistake as just, I always think of a mistake as just an obstacle. And I'm going to surpass it. I'm going to learn from it and go on. But now, in the world that you're in now, the bigger and bigger you get, you're not afraid, are you? You're just going to keep going and growing and growing and growing.
Well, I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
Okay,
Afraid every day.
you
I
are.
I wake up with fear in my stomach.
Do you?
I absolutely do.
Now that surprises me. I didn't think you
I
would.
do. I
Yeah.
wake up with fear
Okay.
because I'm so in love and passionate with what we're doing. I've
Yeah.
seen it transform so many people that
Yeah.
I get afraid.
Yeah.
What if I can't reach millions of people the way I want to, at the level I want to? That scares me. But the fact that I will and can reach these millions of people excites me.
Right.
So you have to be about something that is you're passionate enough and committed enough to that it's bigger than your fear. Because I wake up with fear every day. You speak to my
Mm-hmm.
sister, she'll tell you we have fear every day.
Mm-hmm.
In writing our book, we were being interviewed for it, and we
Right.
were having an dreadful, horrible day. I would have handed you the keys of Radical Skincare for a $5 bill. I would have said, "You can have it." As a
Really.
matter of fact, I would have handed you a $5 bill with the key. Just you take it. I
Yeah.
mean, this is like too much. It's too tough. I'm too tired. I've traveled all around the world. I don't get
Right.
enough sleep. I'm going to have to get the super formula for my new aging because I get more free radical damage in planes.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I was like, I don't know if I can do another step. Rachel, is this worth it? Are we going to make, look at how many millions of dollars we've taken, all our
Oh,
money, all our assets. What if, oh my God. And we had to do
wow.
an interview. I think it was about courage.
Ah.
And we were
Perfect.
like,
You didn't
no,
have any.
I don't want to talk about courage. I don't want to talk about
No.
optimism. I want to just go sit and complain and whine in a corner and lick my
Yeah.
wounds and curl up in a ball and pull the covers over my head,
Yeah.
shut the curtains, and go, maybe tomorrow will be another day. And by the way, sometimes sometimes that's not a bad idea when you're just energetically, sometimes your body just needs
Sapped.
to say stop.
Yeah.
And you need a renewed bit
So you
of
take a little
energy, or
time.
you need time for yourself. You need to take time and
Right.
laugh. You need to be with a girlfriend.
Right.
But when
Exactly.
we started talking about in this interview what what it is to overcome fear, what it is to have courage, what it is to have tenacity and commitment, what we were passionate about, what we were committed to. And our goal was to share this in hopes of helping and inspiring others.
Hmm.
We, at the end of that interview, were so much richer for that 35, 40-minute conversation.
Sure.
We got the gift.
Right.
We thought we were giving the gift.
Right.
We walked out with the gift.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
when you wake up and you go, yeah, well, she's got the confidence, or she's always had tenacity, or she's willing to grab, life by the tail.
Right.
Yeah, I might be willing to grab it, but it's just practice. You've got to like take the baby steps. You say, okay, I'm going to grab it. Okay, I didn't die. Life went on. The
Exactly.
planet didn't implode. Maybe I'll grab it again and again and again. And then you get better at grabbing it. Doesn't mean the fear goes away.
No.
It means that you are committed to something bigger than the fear.
Yes.
You've embraced a vision of what's possible,
Yes.
bigger than the fear of that step.
That's right.
So you have to get back to where you're going
Where you
and
going?
totally thank your fear for sharing, because fear isn't real.
No, it's
The
not.
fear is not real. You're making a movie in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and you're responsible for the movie. If it's a horror movie, or if it's a comedy, or if
Right.
it's a romance,
That's right.
or whatever you're
You
creating,
are in control.
you are. And so it takes every ounce of mental muscle
Mm-hmm. It
and
does.
every amount of friendship, sometimes just picking up the phone
Right.
and talking to someone else that believes, or that's out of it, that's on top of it, out of it, and that holds your vision
That's right.
to remind you
That's right.
why it is you're doing what you're doing and what is there waiting for you, because you will get there.
That's right. That's right.
And I promise you, in giving, whatever you're doing, I mean, think of even, all the things when you cook a Thanksgiving dinner, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and you're thinking, oh my God, how did I get into this again? It's like
Yes. Yeah.
15 people. I've been cooking for days. I'm shopping where I've got Costco. I got kids. I mean, are you joking me? What was I thinking
Yeah.
of?
Yeah.
But life is a series of moments. And if every moment, just every moment, is a pearl,
Yes. It
and the shiniest and most luster that pearl, and the more colorful that pearl is, in that moment, all you have is that moment.
That's right.
When you string a series of moments together, it becomes your life when you look back on it.
Yeah.
And he or she who has the longest rockin' pearl necklace
Yeah.
with the shiniest pearls on it
Yeah.
wins.
Yep.
And so it really is about the journey. It's about the moment when you're sharing with the family and laughing at Thanksgiving. It's the moment when you do that interview for the book, even though you could barely drag yourself out of bed and you had so much doubt, fear, and worry,
Right.
and that you ended up inspired.
Yeah.
And then you looked at each other and said, that's a great moment. It's a moment like talking to you
Right.
that we'll remember having a great moment together. Out of all the things I'll do today, look at spreadsheets I don't want to look at, you know, do a ton of things.
Right.
And here I'm going to have one moment out of my day that you gave me to give
Yes.
to others, and I will say it was all good, and I'm radically
Ah,
fulfilled.
isn't that ass? And I feel the same way about you. And having you on this show, it's a gem. It's just a gem. I'm very, I just love this interview. I love what you offered everyone. If there's any last little word, do you have anything else you would like to say to anyone who's listening, who's um, saying, okay, I get it. She's strong. They love the part where you had fear and you're conquering it every morning because a lot of people do suffer with their doubts. So they're rocking with that. But is there anything you would like to add? Just a little tidbit for them. You've already said a lot. I think you've been very inspirational.
I just say get radical.
Get radical.
To create a life you love, you have to go above and beyond and you have to get
You
radical.
have
You
to,
can't
yes.
continue to do the same thing, complain about the same thing, worry about the same thing, and do absolutely nothing about it and get a different result. You have to get up and over
Right.
and get radical. And you can do it in the smallest of ways. And I promise you, your world will change.
It will.
Just like, honestly, we say radical skincare, it's 28 to change your skin and change your life. You use radical skincare, and I also like to offer you,
Yes.
for all of your listeners, a special offer
Ooh.
where you can give them a code
Okay.
and where when they go to our site at radicalskincare.com, we will offer them the Radical Secret or the Radical
Wow.
Start Kit, which is a month's supply
Yeah.
for with a 15% discount because
Wow.
access through you.
Well,
Because
wonderful. Thank you.
so the code will be, what should our code be? What about our code being get radical?
I think get radical would be very apropos. Yes, I like
Yep,
that. Yeah.
get
Ooh, and
radical.
I can plug it in too.
You sure can. You sure can.
Yeah, because I
Why
would
don't you
definitely like to
say
try.
get
Get
radical
radical.
with Alena.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
So
Yes.
let's get radical with Elena. You just type that in and it's all yours.
Do you
So
all hear that? Get radical with A. Yes.
you
And
get
guys,
radical with get radical with Elena at radicalskincare.com and you'll get a 15%
there you
discount
go, everybody. Oh,
on
very
Radical Start or the Radical
wonderful.
Secret. And you'll change your skin, you'll change your life. And stay tuned for our book that's coming out in
Oh, of
the fall.
course.
And join us on any of the social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And we hope
Do.
to inspire you and encourage you to inspire someone today.
Oh,
Everyone can inspire someone today. So
yes.
just in your inspiration,
Always.
you'll be inspired.
That's right. What you give out, you will receive. Yep.
You will.
Keep inspiring. Oh, Liz, thank you so very much for this interview. I don't know if you all know, we had some technical difficulty. We've had so many different obstacles just to get this interview. I am so happy to have Liz on our show. And for all of you, do take that challenge. Try to inspire someone today. And also, if you want to learn any more, you heard how to get to Radical Skincare and take advantage of that. I certainly am. Along with that, if you want to learn more about Alena, visit my website, alenachapman.com. You can listen to other podcasts. You can also look at the blog. Feel free and just have a wonderful, awesome day. Start thinking about what your passion is. Thank you. Thank you, Liz.
You're so welcome.
PSS, everybody, we have one more thing, a little surprise, and I wanted to let Liz tell you a little bit more about this. So you are on, Liz.
Okay, no, it's really exciting because I was just thinking about how many different people that we talk to that are inspirational, like
Oh,
Melanie
yeah.
Griffith and Diane Cannon and Baroness
Wow.
Patricia Scotland. She's the one that shared with me, don't ever be afraid of trying, be terrified. I mean, don't be afraid of failing, be terrified of not trying.
Right, right.
She was the Attorney General in the Queen's cabinet and in under Tony Blair in England. You,
Wow.
yeah, and how she was the first woman ever inducted into the
Amazing.
House of Lords, and she's the first Black woman. And there's incredible stories.
That's
Melanie
right.
Griffith talking about, some of the things that have been the biggest challenges in her life and sobriety, and Diane Cannon, who
Yes.
was married to Cary Grant, and what she'd gone through and what gets her
Right.
up in the morning. And
Yeah.
we've got, you can see my mom, who, God bless her, currently has dementia, but she actually is, there's a beautiful story with her, with Laura Makovsky out of Germany. And so there's some
Oh,
great videos in our anthem piece, the Are You Radical piece, and also the Are You Radical with Bob Proctor, which is very, very inspirational.
I bet it is.
And
Yes.
something that you could just tune into, share with your friends, inspire another with, and just keep
Awesome.
reminding yourself that absolutely anything is possible if you
Anything.
can have faith.
Just have faith and believe in yourself.
And
Yes.
under the radical living section of radicalskincare.com. So you can
Okay.
see
Did you all hear that now? Yes.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
And
absolutely
hopefully they'll be on
fabulous.
your show as well. So people
I
can
hope so too.
stay tuned to get more behind the scenes from people
That's
that
right.
are making a radical difference in the world.
Making a very huge radical difference. Yep. And seeing that you can do it too, folks. You can do it too.
That's right.
Oh, thank you, Liz. All right. And that is all for today. Thank you.